All right, you guys, welcome to the team call. Are we recording? Yes, my name is Ellen. Happy Monday night, 9:30 Annie's time, 6:30 my time, and everywhere in between. So tonight we're going to be talking about something I'm surprised we have never talked about before. I'm really surprised we've never, ever talked about this on a team call before. We're going to talk about Beachbody Live. How about that? How about that? How about we talk about a little Beachbody Live? Not just Beachbody Live, because I know it's not for everybody. So we're going to talk about it, and maybe it's something you might want to consider. But even if it's not for you, it might be something that is for someone on your team someday. So it's good that you equip yourself with information about it. We're also going to talk about fit clubs, and I'm so glad Kara's on. She usually has to hop off a little bit early, so I was hoping she'd be on. I'm going to start by talking about fit clubs, and I'm going to give her the floor for a little bit of that. She didn't know I was going to be doing that, so, she won't be prepared. I'm going to talk a little bit about fit clubs first, because that's kind of like Beachbody Live, but not really. It's a step in that direction. And then finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about shake and shares. So those are kind of some things you can do live, because we all know we run a very online business, which I love. I love that it's online and we don't have to go out and do things live. When I was like 21 and selling Mary Kay for like 2 seconds, I really didn't like having to put the energy together of doing like makeup parties. And so I really like about our business that it can be totally done in your home behind a computer. But there are some things that we can be doing live. So let's talk about those things tonight on this team call. Have your questions ready. And okay, let's talk about fit clubs first. So just like challenge groups, you guys, our challenge groups, look, I'm looking at everyone's faces on the monitor right now, and all of the challenge groups that we're in right now probably all look and feel a little bit different. The one Kristen's doing probably looks and feels a little bit different than the one Jelliet and I are in right now. It's just the way it is, because we're all different, and we can make them our own. So the same is true of fit clubs. So if you don't know what a fit club is, it's where you decide to get together with one or more people. It can be in your basement, in your living room, in your garage, in a church, in a school, at a park, at a grange, at a firehouse. It can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. It can be in your place of employment, in a break room. It can be anywhere. It can be Kristen having a friend over, which she's talked about doing. She's talked about having a friend, like a customer, come over 2 to 3 times a week to just push play and do the workout together. That is a mini fit club. It can be something that's highly organized, like the one Kara has done. That's an organized where she's, I believe, rented a space and had people come, and I believe maybe they pay a little bit. She'll tell us, because I'm going to ask her. In fact, Kara, why don't we turn it over to you right now? She didn't know she was going to be getting these questions. And if you don't mind, take 2 or 3 minutes telling us about what your fit club was like. You're muted. Do you need help? Kara, do you know how to Zoom?
Yes. I was waiting for the administrator to unmute me. Just kidding. So here's my notes from 2 years ago. That's how fast I got my notes. I surprised myself. But Ellen pretty much covered everything. What I did was, Tammy Albert, who's on my team, who most of you probably know, works at Selco Credit Union, and that was my corporate job before I quit after I had Jackson. So they just donated the space, which is a conference room, and it has some really thin carpet, but it was doable. So we did Size Live, and when 22-Minute Hardcore came out, we did 22-Minute Hardcore. What else? We did Country Heat Live. Live has been the best format, and I had another coach from our team come on and do PiYo Live, but it is the live workouts that work best. But as you've talked about before, you do not have to be a fitness instructor, and that's what's really cool about it, is you don't have to feel like you have to have a whole bunch of training. What's really important is that you have everybody sign the waiver that's in your back office. That's what you need. That's really important. But you just set up like Beachbody on demand. And so Tammy was always really cool. She'd be there early and she'd set it up and it would just live stream on their big TVs. And that's how we did it. And then we decided which workout we were going to do. We didn't leave it up to everybody to decide because that was too confusing. So I did it 10 o'clock on Saturdays once a month. And I did it for almost 2 years. And then I just had to reevaluate my schedule and say, does this really make sense? Because at that point, I could have revamped it, and I haven't forgot about that. But I was attracting all my coaches or all my clients or people that I'd already talked to about Beachbody that weren't interested in Beachbody. So I was finding that my time was spent better doing it individual inviting. And it was becoming a little confusing trying to get the space every time. And so I just put it on the back burner. But I could probably say in the 2 years that I did it, I would probably say maybe 10 challenge packs sold. So, I mean, these are people that might still be my client. I'd have to go back and look. So it's definitely worth your time. And it doesn't, once you get the ball rolling, it doesn't take a lot of organization. It kind of just takes care of itself. Just follow up and making sure. And I always did a Facebook event. And like 10 people would say that they were coming and 5 would show, but that's okay. And it was always a fun time to see the coaches too. So, you know how it is when you invite, 200, then you'll get 30. So, awesome. But it did connect me with other people that I hadn't met, like a friend of a friend who came, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely worth it in retrospect. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I've seen some pictures of their events. It was a great deal. You can, I'm going to tell you about the one I did. Well, first, a fit club is designed to be not a Beachbody Live workout. So I didn't know Kara's was more geared toward Beachbody Live. But she did say she did like 22-minute hardcore. So that would be a classic fit club. So let me just show you something very, very quickly from your Coach Online office. I hope you guys all, with the exception of Bobby, because Bobby is brand new to us, I hope the rest of you all know how to find your FAQ. You scroll down to the footer and you can find anything and everything you need to know. Wait for my country internet, please. Oh, come on. Somebody tell a joke while we wait for my internet. Okay, so you go into this little bar and you type in Fit Club. Oops, I need to put a space in there. Here's everything. Fit Club management guidelines, Fit Club do's and don'ts, starting a Fit Club waiver, Fit Club participation entrance fee, find a Fit Club so you can register your Fit Club. There actually is one nearby in a fire station here in our area in Harrisburg, and I don't know, it's not someone in our organization. It's a different, it was a couple years ago, I looked and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're doing a Fit Club in a fire station. I kind of want to go. Okay, moving on. Anyway, so you can find all the information there. I just wanted to show you guys that. But the idea is you set up your laptop, you plug into a flat screen TV, you use some kind of streaming, and you get together like Nick and like we've done when we go to live events in Summit and we work out together. It's like that. So let me show you guys, let me show you the one that I did. I did it for 2 years. And we did it in a park, and I created a Facebook page for it. So I haven't done it for like 3 years. So this Facebook page is going to look kind of dead. Okay, so I haven't been on this Facebook page for probably 3 years. Can you guys all see that? It says Coaches Change Lives. You can all see that, right? Okay, so just look at how cool this is. This was so cool. I'm pretty sure it was like against the law because we were charging money. Oh, there's Kara. We were charging money. We were asking for a $5 donation, and we put those donations in a jar, and it was awesome. Like, we would say things like, if you can't afford to come, we still want you to come anyway. Basically, it's like a service to the community. It's an outreach. It wasn't for us to make money for our pockets. It was for us to serve our community. In fact, we took all the money we would make, which, by the way, was like $80 a fit club. Look how many people are there. $5 each. Well, a lot of them were coaches, but but that's good too. It's good for our coaches to come together too. And all of our coaches would invite their friends, and we would do Insanity. And I think we did a little PiYo too, but mostly Insanity. So you can see from some of these pictures that it was an incredible thing. I just want to scroll down. Like, obviously I haven't been on here for a really long time. Hold on a second. And at the time I was really into collages. Can you tell? This was the collage era of my social media life before I knew better. But look at how precious this is. All these women, it was raining and there's goose poop everywhere. And look at all these women right here. Just, there's my like diamond jump. My arms are in the wrong position. Apparently I didn't have very good form back then either. Okay, hold on. We're waiting for my internet. I just want you to see a couple more photos. These are all different fit clubs that we had. Again, I was very into collages at the time. I want to show you like one more that really touches me because there's one more picture I wanted you to see before I stop my screen share. Bear with me, please. Because look at these, this is Becky and her kids are there, and it was like kids can just come. There's a different one. I love that the children could come and climb all over their parents. And there was another one. Hold on, I'm looking for a picture. I'm looking for this. Okay, this one, we didn't have a sound system one day, so we used someone's Harley, and we plugged my iPod into that Harley bike. This one, this is the picture that touches me. We're doing Insanity here, and this guy has his daughter on his back, and it just is magical. It really was a magical thing. I'm going to stop the share. I haven't been using that page. I've actually thought about donating that page to Katie Burchett because she's leading a fit club right now in Eugene, and she teaches Insanity and PiYo, and there's a lot of people on that page that would start working out again. But so basically, that's something that you guys can do. It can be as small as one person in your living room, and it can be something that you do 3 times a week or whatever, or it can be as big as an event. And the reason I said I think it's against the law is you're not supposed to charge money without getting a permit in a public park. I didn't know that. There was a bunch of police wives that came, so I don't think I would have gotten in trouble with the popo, but in any case, you probably shouldn't charge money in a park. Probably shouldn't, but I did, and I didn't get in trouble. And in the future, I'd probably look into renting a different space. So that's a fit club. And now let's segue into Beachbody Live. So Beachbody Live would be a bigger step into doing live workouts in more of a fitness professional way. My cat is stuck in the vent. 1 second. I'm sorry about that. Okay. All right. So Beachbody Live. So what is it? What is it like? How do you get Beachbody Live certified? What all does it entail? What are the responsibilities? What all goes into that? Happy birthday, Dana. Beachbody, let me tell you my story first. I feel very, very, very blessed in the role I have with Beachbody Live. I honestly feel that I kind of fell into a fortuitous crack in time and have been just ridiculously blessed by the opportunities that have unfolded for me with Beachbody Live. Just quickly, so you know how I got to where got and what I do with Beachbody Live. Just so you guys know, I started teaching PiYo years ago, and it had nothing to do with Beachbody. Nothing. It was a powder blue production company that Chalene Johnson owned. And I fell madly in love with the format. I fell in love with that format before it was cool. And that format helped me heal from a cervical fusion in my spine, a neck. I had part of my neck fused. Where's Amber? Amber has had a spinal fusion. Sandra just had major back surgery. So the two of them can relate to how traumatic psychologically it can be to have something wrong with your spine. And PiYo helped me rehabilitate. And so I fell in love with it. I'll spare you all the drama and going on and on about it, but I fell in love with that format and I started teaching it. It had nothing to do with Beachbody. Fast forward a few years, became a Beachbody coach because, as you guys know, I was looking for an income opportunity. Fast forward a little bit more time, I got an email from Beachbody saying we bought Powder Blue Productions. So we now own PiYo Strength, it was called, Hip Hop Hustle, and Turbo Kickbox. And I was like, oh my gosh. I remember telling my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, this Beachbody, like all I knew of Beachbody is this network. Like I was trying to sell people Insanity DVDs and Shakeology. I'm like, Beachbody just bought PiYo. Like to me, that was crazy that those two worlds would collide, because PiYo to me was something I did in the gym. And to me, the gym and home workouts were so different. I was like, what? They're coming together? This is incredible. This is like my two passions merging. And so exactly, Tammy, that's what I thought too. I thought this is God's providence in my life, you know? So anyway, so then fast forward like just a few months, and we get this email saying, hey, Beachbody Live instructors, which was like the PiYo Strength instructors, the Turbo Kick instructors, and the Hip Hop Hustle instructors. Hey, Beachbody Live instructors, we're going to bring a Beachbody format, this has never been done before, to the gym. And that Beachbody format is going to be Insanity. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an athlete, like Insanity. I want to do it. Well, of course, they didn't have any master trainers because it was a new thing. So it was, you guys, I got in it. It was the right time. It was the right time. And so just to tell you guys where I'm at today, because of all the timing of that, I flew out and I auditioned. I didn't think I would make it, so I didn't tell anyone. This is how I became friends with Cam, because Cam and I went together, my girlfriend Cam from Pittsburgh. We flew out together and auditioned, and we both made it in Arizona. We both made the cut together. And today I'm the top master trainer in the West region. So it's been 3 years. So I'm a presenter. So wherever you live in the country, there's someone in your state that presents and puts on these events. You can find an event at beachbodylive.com. We have P90X, we have Turbo, we have Size, we have Country Heat, we have Insanity, we have PiYo. Did I leave any out? Anyway, the only ones that matter, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. We have Court of Force is coming in July. As soon as the Court of Force at Summit happens, I can book right away. Like, in fact, I can book now. They just can't put it on the website yet. So, okay, so what does it look like if you register for a training and you've never taught and you're not a fitness professional? You're just like interested in maybe doing this thing. And maybe you just want to do a fit club, but like Kara's Fit Club, maybe you want to be the one that's leading the workout. If you want to be the one leading the workout instead of pushing play on Beachbody On Demand, then you need to do a couple of things, and I'm going to tell you what they are. You need to register for a training at beachbodylive.com. The trainings are $249. For Insanity and P90X, you get a discount of 10%, which is 25% off if you're a coach, which all of you guys are. And there you go, you show up to your training day, and there are, give or take, 10, 15 people there. In that room, there are people that are scared to death, that this is totally out of their comfort zone. They've never taught before. I would say that comprises 50% of every training that I lead. 50% of the people are scared to death, and they feel like they don't belong in that room, but they do belong in that room. They just feel, it's their perception. And then the other 50% are fitness professionals that have been teaching. So there's going to be a spectrum of expertise in the room. It's a safe place where you learn the nuts and bolts of how to teach that format. So you'll spend some of the 8 hours, you'll do it doing the workout. It's okay if you're not the most fit person in the room. It's absolutely okay. Believe me, you guys, I teach Insanity, and there's people in the room that can sometimes jump higher than me. I teach PiYo, and there's some people that can twist their bodies in pretzels more than me. You don't have to be, thank you, Bobby, you don't have to be this like, you know, fitness god to lead a fitness class. You need to be able to demonstrate the levels from high intensity to to progress and regress a movement pattern from high to low intensity. You need to be able to demonstrate that physically, but then you can take it at a level that more mirrors the athleticism of your class, which typically is, not unless you teach, like, sometimes I go lead classes at like colleges, and I'm like, damn, they're killing me because they're all like 20 and crazy fit, and I'm trying to keep up. But typically a typical class is just normal people, and older people, and a mixed bag. So being in tip-top shape is not like a prereq at all. At that training, you'll learn like the fundamentals. You'll learn the form and technique. You'll learn how to crack the code of that particular format. I will tell you that Insanity, you might not believe me, but Insanity is the easiest format to teach, followed by P90X of the ones I teach. And PiYo is a lot to learn and a lot of choreography to memorize, and you have to have skills. You can learn them. You can learn them at the training, and you can learn them by practicing after the training. You have to have the ability to move well to music for PiYo. So that is a skill that can be acquired and is taught at the training, but you don't have to have that for Insanity and P90X. And these just came in the mail for me today. There are ongoing auto ship fees if you are going to receive, kind of like your Shakeology, if you're going to receive content regularly so that you can deliver new stuff. You have to enroll for a it's called Pro Team. I'm going to try to speed up my little presentation here. But this means every 8 weeks, you're going to get new content. I don't have the PiYo one with me, but you'll get one of these in your mailbox. It's about to become digital. So what I'm showing you right now is going to be passé like tomorrow, but you get new content on the regular that you can present again in your fit club or at a gym as a fitness professional. Now, you'll walk out of that room at the end of the training with a certification. That doesn't mean that you don't have room to grow, and it doesn't mean that you're ready to deliver, that a gym would hire you. You have to then be able to audition at a gym and have them want you, or a studio, or whatever, YMCA, 24-hour fitness, whatever. And some of you Beachbody Livers can chime in once we're done. I'm going to try to wrap soon. These are called specialty trainings. So is something like Zumba, like Pound, like Ripped, like Body Pump. Anything with a trademark brand name is a specialty training. Spinning, where you go and you get that specialty training under your belt, and you can teach that format because you know how to teach that format. But there's something bigger called a primary national group fitness certification. And those are provided by a couple of companies that maybe, Bobby, would you type ACE and AFA in the chat? It's acefitness.org and it's afa.com. So Bobby will put the links in the chat. You can take a picture or a screenshot and save those to explore later or ask me as a reference later. But those are umbrella overarching Mac Daddy amazing certifications that really equip you, that really set you apart actually as a fitness professional. That means to pass one of those tests, you need to know some basic anatomy and physiology, some basics about nutrition, the way the chambers of the heart work. You need to know about legalities. You need to know about special populations. Like what if someone comes into your class and they're pregnant, or they have MS, or they have diabetes? Like it's a deeper study, and will give you a richer qualification set. And again, that's called a primary. And I like to think of these specialties as more of a secondary. And some gyms require that you have both. Actually, not very many do require it, but I highly recommend it, because if you want to be a fitness professional, it's a nice thing to put on your bucket list. So I like to tell people, like, get your specialty so you can teach it, and then get your primary within that first year. Like, work on it, study, take your time. You know, those primaries are like $400. And then, okay, so if you're going to go to a certification and get an Insanity cert, and you want to teach it at the school where your kids go to school, to the teachers at 4:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so that it helps your business or whatever, you will want to pick up some liability insurance. And I did it. It's very inexpensive. This is going to sound like a lot, but it's not. I called and asked, like, what do I need to protect myself if I'm teaching high intensity interval training and a yoga-like class, even though it's not yoga-like? That's what I said to the insurance person. What do I need to protect myself? And they said $1 million liability policy. I bought 2 years up front, because if you bought like up front, you save money. You know how that goes. I bought 2 years, and it broke down to $13 a month. Again, you guys, I could teach one of those workouts and make $80, because I was charging $5 a person. Like $5, if 10 people come, you're making $50. And you could do that once a week. You could do that. Katie Burchett does one. I wish she was on, but yeah, K&K is the way to go. Bobby, can you put that? Yeah, he typed that in there. I'm like, Bobby, can you type that in the chat? But obviously he did. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, guys. That's how clever I am. Okay, so moving on. I made punch cards. I taught PiYo at a CrossFit. I went there and I taught PiYo as an independent contractor. That's something else you guys can do. Little box studios, little CrossFits, and knockoff CrossFits. So mine was actually a knockoff CrossFit, meaning they were all CrossFit certified trainers. But CrossFit charges $3,000 a year to have that name. So you can have a CrossFit-like studio and not call it CrossFit. And so that's kind of the one that I worked for. And a lot of those boxes are very open to, especially PiYo, because it's really good for their participants. So there's lots of ways you can go. So why would you want to consider this? One, it is a vehicle that has helped me as a coach. Now, I want to carefully say this to you, because this is actually the reason we have never talked about this before. Because my fear is that you guys will think, oh, Ellen is successful as a coach because she's a fitness professional. And so my fear is, well, maybe I just won't even ever talk about it with them. Maybe they won't know that I'm a fitness professional. Maybe they'll just never know. Because my fear is that you guys will think that that's like why I've been successful. And it's not. It's not. It is something that has helped, that I have used in a way that feeds my business. Just like you can use a million other things. There's a million ways to skin this coaching cat. And if you look in our top 10, our top 50, our top 100, our top 200, I can tell you how many fitness professionals you're going to find. In the top 200, probably 3. Probably Danielle Natoni, Melissa McAllister, and Tanya Barron. I mean, I'm serious. It's the rarity. In the top 10, it's just Melissa McAllister. year after year. No, everyone else is just a good business person. So whether you use blogging or you use whatever you use, I'm not going to have time to talk about Shake and Shares tonight. I'm sorry. Whatever you use, you have to use something that drives new blood into your into your network, right? For me, teaching classes is a great thing because everyone who comes is interested in bettering their fitness. So that's awesome. I've got a microphone on my head and I have a captive audience, and I don't talk about, oh, buy Shakeology and oh, join my challenge group. I don't do that because that's yucky. No gym wants you going into their gym pushing your home business. That lacks class, and I don't do it. But I do appear to be the go-to person in the room for fitness. So when someone says, hey, I'm struggling to lose this 10 pounds because I just had a baby, or hey, what do you recommend for breakfast? They come to me and I say, are you on Facebook? Can I get your email? I'll call you today. And that's when I talk to them outside of the gym about solutions that we have, like the 21-day fix, like the ultimate reset, like Shakeology. And in the group fitness world, you're always meeting new people. And hello, we know that is critical for this business. So for me, it's been an awesome way to generate new relationships that are built on fitness. And so I also want to say this. What I said is definitely true about the business and the coaches, and you won't find a lot of fitness professionals amongst us. In fact, just to give you a little idea, Beachbody is $1 billion annual company. Beachbody Live is a little tiny $11 million sliver that's in its infancy still. It's like 3 years old. So there's like 43 chats, and I haven't even read any of them. I'll go back through and look in a second. I need to close this out. I'm getting all excited, and I need to simmer down and close. But the apples don't fall far from the tree, and we know that we attract people that are like us. So what's really, really interesting is that my upline, you guys know Kelly Amos. She was my cycle instructor, master trainer. Her upline in fitness, upline, Christine Dwyer. So if you don't know, because you're Bobby, who's brand new to us, if you don't know, Christine Dwyer is the like matriarch above, like she's like the queen bee. You know, we're all under her. We're all platinum presenters, just like you're all on Team Play Hard. And she's a fitness professional. So it's just interesting that in our branch of Team Beachbody, there actually are a lot of fitness professionals. And in Team Play Hard, just in looking at the screen, a lot of you teach classes. That's not the proportions you'll see across the network, but you do see them in our team. So it is something that you might want to consider, and maybe it's not for you. But it might be for someone that comes along the pipe. So I wanted to talk about it and let you know that it's an awesome thing. It's been an awesome thing in my life. The biggest challenge for me is that I teach so many classes that it's hard. It makes it hard physically to do the home workouts. So that's been a challenge for me. Let's see. I wanted to talk about Shake and Shares, but because I'm trying to be better about respecting your time on Monday nights, I'm going to save that for a different team call. That's a different live type of an experience that you can have. So let's save that for a different day. And I'm going to look in the chat. I'm scared. There's 45 chats. And then like, I don't know. Atlantis, have you guys followed Atlantis? She just recently started teaching, and you know, it's pretty, it's an awesome, it's awesome. I mean, it's awesome. It's something to consider. But there's also the Fit Club route where you never have to put a mic on. You don't need to be extroverted. You don't need to give commands. You just work out with your people. Okay, Annie, and Annie is a group fitness coordinator now. So any questions, comments about Beachbody Live or Fit Clubs?
If I could give a comment. So I've been teaching for 5 years, and like I met Ellen through an Insanity Live start. It was actually kind of crazy because I had been trained in Turbo Kick already, and I knew that they were going to Beachbody. It was right when they were starting to make that transition. And that master trainer in my area was on maternity leave, and that's when Ellen came down to Northern California from Oregon, and that's how I met her. And one thing, because I've shadowed her, you guys who've known me for a while know that I am working towards getting to become a master trainer, and I keep on getting in my own way. But it is something that is going to happen. That is one of the, like, before success in the Beachbody business, I'd rather be a master trainer. Like, that's just me, my personal endeavors right now, and where I'm at in my life. And so I've been shadowing her a lot, and I've seen a lot of different people at a lot of different stages. Like she said, half the room is scared to death. Half the room is instructors, and they're just there to learn a new format or to get some continuing education. And I've seen it at these certs at Summit. And if you haven't, they're really cool to witness. Maybe not the best to learn at because they're really big. So you get like less one-on-one, but it's really interesting to see all those different people because those rooms are full of people. Like when I did P90X Live at Summit, which is when I got my training, I was the only person in the room out of 75 people who had taken the live class. So like talk about people who had never done it before. But one thing that happens is a lot of people get frustrated. And I see this in like the Pio Live instructor group. And they're like, oh my God, I'm struggling really hard. And I'm not hearing the music. And the thing is, it takes a lot of practice. You might see somebody like Ellen, and you have to remember how many years she put into this. Like it's years of time. Like I've put in years. And I had a full training program that took an entire summer to learn to teach a format like that. That's what I did. So it doesn't happen overnight. It really takes a lot of work. It'll be frustrating, but you can succeed and go through it. So just don't think it's a quick, easy thing. One. So don't underestimate it. And then also don't be hard on yourself because success doesn't come overnight. It doesn't. Like in this business too, in anything, like you know that. So just apply those same principles to this. It's going to take some time. It's not easy to automatically hear the music. If you're a dancer, that usually helps, you know, if you have that background. But there's a lot of different things to it. Your form too, especially if we haven't been in a live, if we've done a lot of at-home workouts, it's hard to check your own form unless you have mirrors around, or if you've worked with, you know, like a master trainer like Ellen who can critique your form. It's not going to all be perfect immediately. So just remember that. And like, because I love it. And honestly, teaching gives me life. It's something that has been a calling, and I absolutely love it. And so don't deprive yourself of the opportunity to try something new that may really enrich your life. So that's what.
And this moment of silence is brought to you by... I'll go ahead and mention a thing or two. Everything Bobby says is absolutely true, but when you look at the practice that's ahead of you, it gets easier. It gets easier and it gets easier. Like I was first certified in classic P90X, which meant I could teach the 90-day P90X program and act like I'm Tony. And then the live thing came about, and you know it's a pre-choreographed format. But I've been there since round 13. 26 just came out. I got it yesterday. I taught it tonight. So it does get easier. You can eventually get to the point where when you get one of these rounds, you know, at first you're just like, oh my gosh, but you can get to where you can memorize them very, very quickly. It does come, and my gosh, it's worth it, because then you can really pay attention to the people and help the people and inspire the people and really make those connections where they just love you and you give them no choice but to do so. And it's extremely rewarding teaching classes. That's all I got to say about that.
Yep. Totally. There's a learning curve. And it's not for everyone. I mean, it's not for everyone. There have been some introverts that do it, but those introverts that teach, they come out of their shell. So if you're an introvert, watch out. It's going to change you. Because you have to come out of your shell.
It totally changed me. Totally.
Ellen, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. A question and actually a comment. My question is, do you happen to know if Beachbody's going to be doing like an overall club members? And I don't want to say club, like members pay like a pro fee, to maintain our license and to get our choreography and all that stuff, and then you're going to for Insanity, and then you have one for quarter force. Like, is Beachbody just going to come out with one, or are we going to have to like pay out the butt for fees for every program?
Good question. Yes and no. There is going to be a multi-program discount. They are working on a multi-program discount, but there isn't going to be a one fee, because some people teach like all 6 brands and some people do 2. So
that's true.
Mm-hmm. It's not a super lucrative thing. You make enough money to like pay for your new content and to wear cute gym clothes to go shopping. It does, and it's not like something that you can like become wealthy with. It's not like that. You'd have to it's something you do because you love it.
Oh yeah, especially at $5 a class. Like, really seriously, I need to teach like 1 million people to be wealthy.
Right. Yeah. No, I wasn't saying that for your benefit. I know you know what it's like. You've been in the industry. You've owned a gym.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, you know, a lot of people, group classes in general aren't generally, unless you do bar. Bar is expensive, but, well, at least here in Massachusetts it's expensive. But yeah, if you do a lot of formats, though, like Zumba classes and, you know, other PIO classes, Pilates classes, most people are charging like $10 and under. So it's not a get rich quick at all, if ever.
I have a question or something to say.
Yeah.
So this morning, I met with a girl that's in the what's going
It's hard to listen to you with a purple bow on your head. But go ahead. It's really cute. I'll try to pay attention.
I guess I did a fit club today because I wasn't even trying. But this girl that's in our challenge group, she wanted to get together and work out, and so I just brought down the tablet, which turned out not to work, but we used her phone. And so we just used her little tiny phone and did 21 Day Fix Extreme. And so that isn't charged. Like, you guys don't charge for that sort of thing, right? Like, the
Totally up to you.
You and your friend and your friends and whatever. So
Yeah.
and
yeah, I wouldn't.
So that's cool that that happened today, and now we're talking about it. And then, so 2 weeks ago, the spin room, I'm teaching spin class, and I am not certified. I just do it because I know.
Want me to stop the recording?
Yeah. Well, so it's all covered under the gym's insurance, so I don't get any money. Like, it's not, they pay the gym, and it's helping pay for my membership there. That's how we're working it out, I guess. I don't know if that's probably totally bad too. But
that's not usual.
It's not.
It's not usual.
Well, Prineville here. That's what it is. And so I'm just, it's Kentucky. I'm totally, but I have had visions and dreams to redo this spin room. And then there's a side room off of the spin room. And I have actually thought I want to get trained. Like I would love, because nobody uses these back rooms. And so I don't know, I'm just commenting, I guess, like this is really exciting because I want to do it. And
I'm coming to Bend on May 6th.
Scary. Yay. I'm excited. Okay, that was all.
That's awesome.
I'm going to bow out.
Oh, all right, you guys. Well, I guess that's a wrap. I'm open for more questions if you have any. Lots of people are starting to hop off, so that's my cue to end the meeting. Thank you for being on. Just something for you to give some thought to. Your business certainly doesn't require you to do either fit clubs or live classes, but an option worth exploring. We'll talk Shake and Share soon. Get to a Super Saturday. Make sure you're loving on your new coaches and the new coach training. And Summit is right around the corner. So you guys, April is usually a good month for our company. So we've got that new deal going on. So let's bust it out in April, okay? All right, bye guys.
Happy birthday, ladies.
Thank you. Happy birthday,
Bye.
Dana.
Happy birthday.